Hey, what's going on? It's me, Matt, the aborted soul, and I've got a little something to say. Some guy, named No She's Tens, I don't know how to pronounce that, left me a comment. It says, 3:30 a.m. Strangest thing just happened. A drunk guy just knocked on my door wanting to talk, so I just listened to him talk about his problems, and then he asked me, "Are you a Christian?" I said no. And he shakes his head in disappointment. It's like, dude, you are judging me because I'm a Christian, and you are the one walking around drunk knocking on people's doors at 3 a.m., and I'm the one open-minded, you know? Or, I'm sorry, I'm the only one that opened his door for you. I guess God works in mysterious ways. Okay. This kind of struck off. It led me to think about a video that I've been wanting to make but never had enough motivation to, because I really don't want to be like disparaging or negative about this, but it pisses me the fuck off. Okay. Whatever your name is, I can't pronounce it, but I feel your pain. This is more addressed to some of the issues in the United States about the separation of church and state, but I think it applies everywhere. The separation of church and state. I mean, even that coin, or even that phrase is just not, it doesn't really do it. I think state is things of the world, like the government governs. The only things that they should really do are ensure that everyone has the right to pursue things happily and privately in their own manner, that knowledge can be disseminated freely, and they have to ensure the health and welfare of their people as a whole. Like, one person gets sick, that's unfortunate, it's not the government's problem. It's the person's problem, their family. If their community loves them, if their family loves them, they will be supported, they will be fixed. If a million people get sick, if 3 million people get sick, it's the government's business, because it's sort of that widespread welfare. They don't want their whole country dying, so on and so forth. Like, I'm for maximum amount of rights for personal citizens with minimal government interference. This includes state-wise and otherwise. I think the government stands simply as a monolith it should stand for fairness, it should stand for representation of the people, and it should stand for open-mindedness. I don't think that it's too much to ask that that the nations of the world excuse me, do these things. Now I'm not going to get into the fringes of the argument, what it has to do with the state handling money and so on and so forth. This is specifically about religion. Like, as long as you don't come in my house and fuck with my shit or fuck with my rights, you can have as many rights as you want. As long as that doesn't fuck up with other people's rights, do whatever you want. You like sucking dick, that's cool. If you like burning yourself with cigarettes, that's cool. If you like having sex with anything that's a consensual adult, go ahead. If it consents to you and it's, you know, old enough to where you're not going to violate their mind, go right on ahead. Go ahead. If they're up, if they're down for it, you're down for it. Have some great fun, whatever. If it's your shit, if it's your stuff, as long as it doesn't harm everyone, as long as you're not like poisoning everyone around you in the water supply or whatever, if you want to do drugs or whatever the fuck, dude, that's your own business and it's not the government's. Now, this is about Christianity though, specifically. Religion. I say Christianity because it's the worst violator in America, but I'm sure in other countries it's the same with other mental infections. Religion kind of wedges itself in there. It's delusion, and it's illogical, and it's harmful. It's kind of like Santa Claus, really. Kids, it's just completely illogical. It doesn't make sense. There's no proof for it. It's impossible to disprove. It's impossible to disprove Santa, but it's impossible to prove also, mostly because Santa doesn't exist. Now, not to say there's not some great spirit out there that wants us to all share and everything, but that's not Santa. There's specific things that have been assigned, much like in religion, that are just not true. There's falsehoods that have been made up. That would prove that it utterly doesn't exist. You'd have to examine every bit of matter, and I'm not going to get into doing that. It's impossible right now. Plus, you'd have to understand all the matter. Maybe it's in a different dimension, so on and so forth. But I think when it comes to, religion and government, I think it's bad etiquette to do it publicly, but it shouldn't be outlawed for people to do that. Now, as much as I hate religion, and as much as I hate those sort of religions infecting people's minds and like a splinter, penetrating and like fucking them up, usually from youth, but not always. Like if your parents are Christian, you end up in a Muslim. Wow, you picked a different delusion. You're still delusional. As long as it doesn't harm anybody and it's your own personal house with consenting adults. If you want to have a church and you do it in a private land, it's kind of a waste of resources, but it's your resources to waste. It's much like, having a giant dildo, if or just any dildo. Excuse me. Let's say you like having sex, using your dildo on yourself. That's cool. That's your own shit. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want you waving your dildo in my face. It's much like religion. You don't walk around outside. It's just bad etiquette, to shake your dildo in someone's face and be like, hey, come use this dildo with me. I mean, if they approach you and you guys meet each other in a kind of private setting, in your own stuff, you're like, hey, I like dildos. You want to see my dildo? And they're like, yeah, cool. That's a cool dildo. Let's go use it. That's fine. But don't have it in public. This is like, it's rude to be like, hey, this is, check this out. It's something that's very private, and it should be between you and whatever God that you and people in your religion have made up. That's fine. You know what? You want to drink Kool-Aid and kill yourself? Do it. Do it by yourself. Oh, Lord. Now, everybody has a voice. I think you should have the right. If you believe in something crazy, it shouldn't be suppressed. It should be seen so people can go, whoa, that's crazy, and other people should identify it. People in society should be like, whoa, dude, that guy's a nut. He believes in this invisible guy that is also his son, and he's this ghost guy too, and he got nailed to a stick, and this dead tree, and now these people want me to come and drink his blood and eat his flesh with them. Like, dude, what the fuck? There's this guy, and he was a warrior king, and he's totally a prophet of God because God spoke to him and spoke through him, and he like dominated all these nations, and he fucking had sex with a 9-year-old girl, but that's okay. He was from God. He's alive. Shut the fuck up, dude. This is these half-cooked religions. Like, I love this story. Like, there's a big fat guy sitting on a hill, kind of soaking up the sunlight and feeling the oneness and all that. It's a great thing in your mind. And these guys come and they throw swords and they cast arrows in his direction, and they turn into flowers and fall at his feet because that's the moment he reaches enlightenment. It's a great story, but it's a story. These are silly things. These are silly stories. And you know what? I think they should be kept away from kids. I don't think kids should be brainwashed with bullshit. It's illogical bullshit. Like, you know what? It shouldn't be in the realm of science, like creation. I'm not even going to get into creation science. Like, it shouldn't fuck with education, like pulling the proof for evolution, not the theory of evolution, but evolution, which happened. The theory of evolution is the theory that explains it. Evolution should be left alone. We should teach it how it works, how we saw it. Like the fucking the record in rock and fucking in creatures that we have now, and the different ways they adapted and came to these new conclusions. You can see how these things morphed. It's fucking obvious. Evolution happened. The world's been around for billions of years. These are just facts. The earth is round. Gravity happens. It's not intelligent falling. And there's no intelligent design. Like, the universe could arguably be intelligent design, but it's not even a footnote. It's not even a footnote. If you want to believe it, it's like a dildo. Keep it in your house, okay? Dildo, or, keep it in your pants, or wherever, in your book bag. And that's fine. You're walking by, you left the batteries in, someone sees you with a Bible. Okay, you can be seen walking around with a Bible, that's fine. But it's just shitty etiquette to, like, preach at people who aren't interested. Do good things. My best advice to religious people, if you want to be heard and you want your God to be loved, pull all the bullshit out of your religion. Like, just love. Treat each other with respect. Stop having fairy tales about all these wonderful, blissful things that are going to happen when you die. Dude, I believe in love, and I think human beings should love each other. We don't have anything else. We are out here in the middle of the darkness, alone. So, it's just us in our world, and we're fucking it up. And we've done some good things, and we've done some bad things. I think we've become less apt to be a victim of, like, let's say there's this giant plague that was going to wipe out all of humanity. We could stop it, probably, most likely, if, you know, as opposed to before. You know, this ice age comes. We've got technology. We've got thinkers. We've got our power base has grown, but at the same time, excuse me, we've caused problems. You know, global warming, all that. It's just, come on, we're in this together. Like, if you're like, oh, you're from the Middle East and you believe that Jesus Christ was this guy, and you're from Canada, you know, you believe in this. It's with countries, religions, it's just something to kill for, just something to die for. It's a sad fact, but it's a fact. There shouldn't be anything to kill another human being for. There shouldn't be anything to die for. Now, people are still going to be shitheads. Things are going to happen that are bad, and people are going to run to illogical explanations because they're full. They say, this is it, that's it, gone. It's the same thing. Someone goes, you know, wears a cloak around, drinks some Kool-Aid, dies. It's really unfortunate this happens, but it does happen, okay? So we're going to have to learn to accept that it happens and work past it, work through it. Just look at these people. They are being illogical. Treat them like they're being illogical. They're human beings. They deserve love and they deserve respect. I would never say just, you know, disrespect them, you know, fucking harm them, do any of this stuff. No. I think you should harm their message. They're being illogical. I think they should know it. I think the people that they're listening to should know it. I don't think it should be invasive. If they're talking to somebody in the privacy of their own home, that you shouldn't rush in and be like, hey, you know, this is illogical, blah, 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 in their own home, in their own, you know, but they have to get to them somewhere. These kids, these adults are being influenced somewhere. If religion was never introduced to their mind, if Christianity was never introduced to their mind, they wouldn't write their own Bible. They wouldn't believe in Christianity if it wasn't introduced to their mind. Like, if it wasn't infected from this other person who had this thought and wrote it down, and this written thought infects their mind now. No. They shouldn't be happening on such a widespread scale. I mean, if you really want to, fine, but you gotta take the claws out of religion. Like, the end of the world's coming, we gotta do this, because this book says so. What the fuck ever, man. Just love each other and fucking enjoy life and try and fix our fucking planet. And fucking, not just fix our planet, but fix our methodology on how we go about doing things. And maybe we'll have to where you can't predict past that. Maybe we'll hit that singularity. We'll survive. And the truth will come out. But just don't fucking kill
each other in the process. Alright? I'm sorry, I got a little bit worked up. But I wish y'all the best. And keep thinking, keep studying, keep educating yourself about all things, not just your side of the story. Peace out, fuck off, have yourselves a really good night or day.